What's going on, guys? I'm Chris,
Hey guys, I'm Andy.
and today we've got a pretty exciting video. We're going to be talking about our top 5 favorite comedy movies of all time. Now, this is a genre that we both love, so it was extremely difficult to, just get 5 movies. So we do have some honorable mentions here, and I'll go ahead and rattle some of mine off. So these were the movies that just couldn't make the cut, and those were School of Rock, Talladega Nights, Animal House, Hot Rod, This Is the End, and Tropic Thunder. Now, these movies are all hilarious. I highly enjoy watching them. They just barely missed the cut for me. What are your honorable mentions?
Some of mine would be Pineapple Express, especially the first hour of that movie. Shaun of the Dead almost made my list. It was like my number 6, if anything. Super funny. I love that movie. And then The Hangover, also really close to making my list. It's a classic, and that cast is damn good.
I guess we can go ahead and get into our list. So coming in at number 5 for me is The Other Guys. This movie is so funny. I'm trying not to laugh thinking about it right now. Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg play the cops, Terry Hoyts and Alan Gamble. It's just so funny seeing them get thrown into this situation after something goes wrong with Sam Jackson and The Rock. The scene where they say aim for the bushes is absolutely hilarious. Michael Keaton is even really funny as the head captain of their little police branch. He has a great supporting role. I've probably seen it 10 times, so I can quote the majority of it, but yeah, it's my number 5. What about you?
Number 5 for me, I know this one's not going to be on your list, and most people wouldn't think about it when it's a top 5 comedy, but it's a superhero movie, and it's Deadpool 2. This movie is hilarious. Fire Fist, he always makes me laugh. This movie makes me laugh my ass off, like at so many parts. I think it's way funnier than the first one, in my opinion. I think you think the first one's funnier, but I feel like Deadpool 2 is like way better. And I mean, the comedy is really the main reason why. I mean, there's so many funny moments in this movie. Like when he turns into a baby, that part is hilarious. And then also the after credit scene, super good. So Deadpool 2 specifically is my number 5.
So my number 4 is a movie that I have talked about on the channel before, and that is 21 Jump Street. What a hilarious movie. It's so rewatchable. I like Rob Riggle as like the villain or whatever, and Dave Franco is even funny in supporting role, but the heart of this movie is the relationship between Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill, Jenko and Schmidt. Just seeing them go back to high school and their dynamic is so perfect. Brie Larson is even in this movie. It's another quotable movie. Most of my top 5 I can quote the majority of. So 21 Jump Street's my number 4.
Number 4 for me, this is one that I'm probably getting a lot of hate on. And I don't care because it's a classic, and I grew up watching it, and it's so damn funny to me. It has literally like 4 of my favorite actors in it: Adam Sandler, Kevin James, Chris Rock. Grown Ups. I mean, this is one of the funniest damn movies to me. And to me, I mean, it has really no plot in it, but just seeing those 4 like do all their funny stuff, like Rob Schneider's ugly daughter, and then like how he's dating the old grandma too. And when they go to the water park, it's super funny. Steve Buscemi is in this movie. He has a great part, and I feel like it always has good vibes when I watch Grown Ups. And I know it has like a 10 on Rotten Tomatoes, which is so stupid to me, but to me it's hilarious. I haven't seen Grown Ups 2 because I didn't want it to ruin Grown Ups.
Yeah, I have not seen Grown Ups in a long time, and I didn't remember not liking it. I respect your opinion, obviously, but it's just one of the Adam Sandler comedies I couldn't get on board with. So coming in at number 3 for me, I could probably quote the majority of this movie, and that's Step Brothers, starring Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. What a movie. I will just throw this on in the background often if I'm hanging out with my friends because it's just so funny. I like the Catalina wine mixer at the end. Rob Riggle when he goes, "Pah!" It's just so funny. Step Brothers, it's one of those movies that just always puts a smile on my face, and it's just a good time.
No, that's a great pick, and I love Rob Riggle in that movie. And I mean, a lot of that stuff that he did was improvised. I heard an interview with him, but he's so good. A lot of that movie is improvised. My third pick, my top 3 comedy. This might be a little cheating, but 21 and 22 Jump Street combined. Both of those movies I love. They're so funny. Like they're like, if not my number 2 comedies. I mean, 21 Jump Street is hilarious. Ice Cube is so funny in that movie. Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill, of course, their dynamic is great. The ending, whenever they like link up with Johnny Depp, that cameo is crazy. I just love it. And Brie Larson, like you said, it's cool to see her in that. And then, of course, 22 Jump Street, like, I mean, it starts off so damn funny whenever he's like, "My name, yes." I just love those movies. I can put them on at any time and watch them. I mean, I want there to be a third one. I don't know if there will be, but you saw at the end of 22 Jump Street when they did that like tease to all the 22 and 23 Jump Street and all that stuff.
Dude, yeah, I love that, especially when Bill Hader is like a chef and Seth Rogen is there. Like, that's such a clever ending. They were so self-aware in that sequel.
Yeah, those two are great. I had to combine them.
So number 2, it could be the funniest movie that I've ever seen because of the direction and the writing, and that's The Big Lebowski, starring Jeff Bridges as the dude in his most iconic role by far. And the funniest character in this movie is Walter, played by John Goodman. And I literally, anytime he says any line, I'm gonna laugh because he's so over the top and funny. And whenever he references Vietnam, which is like a common trope throughout the movie, it's hilarious. Steve Buscemi is in here as Donnie. Just the jokes that are bounced off him are so hilarious. It's not just the comedy that makes this movie great. It's the clever story by Joel and Ethan Coen. You want to follow this mystery and see where it leads, but it's intertwined with a ton of hilarious bits. Sam Elliott even has a supporting role as the stranger. So it's a classic, and it's not my number 1 just because my number 1 I've rewatched more, but The Big Lebowski in time could easily become my favorite comedy.
That's a great pick. I haven't seen that movie all the way through, but I've definitely seen like long bits of it. I want to watch that movie all the way through pretty much because of like the praise that I hear of Jeff Bridges as the dude. So my number 2 is one that you already mentioned, and it's funny because you're going to see a pattern in between these two of a certain actor. So number 2 for me is The Other Guys. Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, their duo is so damn good. This is what put it ahead of all these other movies. Their chemistry is great. I'm sure they had so much like that they just ad-libbed that wasn't scripted. Michael Keaton, like you said, his little bit like working at the store is super funny. The action in this movie is pretty solid too. Will Ferrell's hot wife, like how they're dynamic. And then the funniest part is whenever like the homeless people like come and like find them right by the bed. That part's
Dirty
hilarious.
Mike and the boys.
That part always gets me.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say something about that before I reveal my number 1. I love the scene where like they're at the office and then it starts playing that song Icky Thump. It's like da na na na, and then Mark Wahlberg like jumps on the table and he's got 2 guns and he's just firing. That's hilarious. My number 1 is Superbad. I think this is Jonah Hill's most iconic role easily. I mean, when I think Jonah Hill, I think Superbad. It was when he was like embracing his chubbiness. Of course, you've got McLovin in this movie, who's just become a cultural icon with the fake Hawaii ID. I want a shirt with that because that's a hilarious bit. I was rewatching it earlier and it just gets me every time. Of course, Michael Cera's in there as well. Basically, Michael Cera and Jonah Hill, they're like friends and they're going to different colleges. So there's this rivalry between them. And then they're trying to buy alcohol for the big party at night. Just seeing their antics is so hilarious. Standouts in this movie, the scene stealers, are Bill Hader and Seth Rogen as the cops. The things they say, and they're so horrible at their job. Seeing their interactions, it almost brings me to tears from laughter every time. Superbad's my favorite comedy, and I'm pretty sure it always will be.
Bill Hader is super funny in that movie, and I like that Emma Stone is in it too. And that movie is one that is not going to be in my top 5, but that I knew was going to be your number 1, and I really do love that movie. For me, number 1 is one that you already talked about. Adam McKay coming back again, Will Ferrell back again, John C. Reilly's in this one, Step Brothers. It's so damn funny. It's the best comedy of all time to me. I've seen that movie like at least 10 times, if not even more. And every single time I laugh at like so much in it. Will Ferrell is so hilarious in that movie. Like when he puts his nuts on his brother's drums, it's so funny. Also, like whenever he's like talking bad about the dad, Richard Jenkins is good in that movie. And of course, the scene like in the car when his brother's singing, Derek is singing the song with his family, and like the son in the back is singing, getting all into it. It always makes me laugh. Just like their whole like rivalry too with his brother. That's one of the most quotable movies ever.
So that's a wrap for our top 5 favorite comedy video. Hope you guys enjoyed. And we're going to get back to our normal format soon. We've been doing Skypes recently because of the whole virus and pandemic. I'd say like within the next few videos, we should be back at our regular studio, if you want to call it that. And be sure to like this video, comment your favorite comedies down below. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing because, like I said, we've got more videos coming in the future and possible collabs, all that stuff. So definitely be on the lookout and hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, we'll see you guys later.
See you guys.